All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 23.
Bakugo and Deku are gonna fight.
The boys are gonna throw hands.
Oh yeah,
to throw hands
throwing down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Hide the China.
Yeah. How long do you think it's going to go, with or without getting interfered with?
It could go this whole episode.
It could go the whole thing without getting interfered. Yeah.
But I think
this is MHA. They do fight quickly.
If they do fight quickly, I wouldn't see this thing lasting more than some of the next episode.
Whoa, you think it's going to go through the whole episode here?
It could.
Okay, with flashbacks.
Yeah.
With maybe some talking, maybe some jumps to cut like scenes elsewhere could be important.
Like it depends how quickly they'll be able to bring out all the stuff that they need to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Because there's a lot that they need to talk about.
There's
so I can see this episode being a lot more of the fighting, and then whatever of it is in the next episode being more of the conversation that was brought about because of it.
See, that's the thing. The fighting is battle is the purest form of expression thing works pretty well here, especially for someone like Bakugo. But I don't think it's going to last more than this episode.
Yeah.
I think that if anything, the conversation will last more than this episode.
Sure.
The actual breakdown of communication
this
exchange will continue past this episode.
Because this episode is going to be pretty sweet.
It's not only going to be pretty sweet, this might be the episode for the Bakugo Deku character development kind of not rivalry. It is kind of a rivalry, but it's not because it's so one-sided.
Right.
It's something where Bakugo has been developing slowly and also in spurts. If you kind of think back on
when he has to, kind of a thing.
Right. It's almost as if the situation calls upon him to develop. And he rises to the occasion,
sometimes explosively,
like a hero. There you go.
Literally.
All right, guys, we're excited for this fight, this episode, everything. This is gonna be awesome. So, without further ado, let's get into it. P is for perfection, the look upon our faces as we watch Bakugo and Deku smash their puny faces. E is for explosions thrown in Deku's face.
Anyways.
R is for roundhouse kick, hopefully from Deku to Bakugo.
R is for rating.
All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
I figured that out a long time ago.
It's just one of those classic moments where Bakugo is monologuing and Deku just doesn't really have much to say. He's just like, okay, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because...
This is a good look for Bakugo.
Yes.
Just basically, he works out. Of course.
Meaningful touch, it's my love language.
Yeah, let's go to a training room,
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
Whoa, that face.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Made All Might do what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh.
All right. All right.
This is it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the opening. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
I know what I have to do now.
Oh yeah. Like this opening and everything, the music for it and stuff. Like
I know what I have to do.
It's just the perfect way to hype up for the battle.
It's my life, one and only.
Still Death Parade every time.
One of the things that could be really cool to showcase here is that Deku might be able to tell him, and with heart and conviction, why All Might chose him.
Sure.
But also reveal his own doubts about All Might choosing him.
Yeah.
And in that respect, Bakugo's going to basically say, okay, cool, well then you better prove that you earn it. You better shape up and earn it. And basically what it'll be is, instead of how Endeavor is constantly chasing after All Might, Bakugo is going to be the one pushing Deku, lighting a fire under his ass, basically, to get moving.
I like that idea.
Because I'm coming up behind you. And in that respect, I don't really care who wins the fight. I hope they don't do a no one wins thing, though.
Well, I don't think it's possible for there to be a win in the fight, really. Like, I mean, maybe they could, but...
Oh, yes we can! Here we go!
Except it's not this time, because...
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Come on! Oh. Explosive power versus... Oh. Oh, crap.
Hey!
Whoa, nice. Hey, well, we called it. I mean... Normal life.
Working on?
Yeah, just reports and stuff.
I love
He's
Aizawa
being
with
a
the man
teacher.
bun. Like...
Wait, what was that? Aizawa had, like, someone's hand...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone saying that, like, no, you should let them do this. This is necessary.
I don't know, but... Whoa. Ooh, new flashback. Okay. Yeah, yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Smooth. Oh!
wow.
Oh, well done, Deku!
Wow. Baku's lost his cool. I mean...
Well, no, I think he's just a little bit slower.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow. I wanted this way more than the fight. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I talked about this in 12. Yeah. Oh.
I actually really want Deku to fight him now.
Yeah.
Because
it's what he needs.
Yep. That is absolutely what he needs. Because the thing is that by him not fighting, he's basically saying that in Bakugo's mind, that he thinks you're weak.
Right.
That he's worried about, like, actually hurting you because he's so much better or whatever.
Right. my gosh.
Right.
Not playing on being a sandbag. Wow.
Yeah, because the way to get to Bakugo is to not break your own body. It is kind of to break him.
Because that's what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's driven. Oh.
Yeah. Communication. Nice. That flashed blue for a second.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa!
Wow!
Oh,
Animation!
crap!
Oh, that's a good hit! Holy
Wow.
crap!
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Bakugo's actually speeding up. Oh my gosh. This is
Yeah, okay.
the build-up stuff before the opening.
Fight back.
Yeah, okay. Jeez. Bakugo's combination of moves is really good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He telegraphed his move too much.
Oh, no way.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
I hope his body can take it.
Whoa.
Okay.
8%.
Okay.
Whoa.
So 60% increase, but he's not going to just destroy everything.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Oh no, that's a dramatic change.
Oh, look at that scrape across his arm.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, yeah!
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa! Oh
That was a Todoroki
Oh!
right there.
That was amazing!
Holy crap!
Yeah! Oh, here we go!
Yeah!
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
And then Aizawa shows up and cancels their quirks.
Oh! Oh!
Okay. The incarnate. Oh.
it right there.
Yeah!
Oh, guys. This is huge. Not just for Bakugo.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
For Deku, too. Oh! Oh, he took them both.
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, this is over. Yeah, he does. Wow. Wow. Oh, it's All Might. Yeah. That's who it was. That's who it was stopping us out. He's like, I'll go. Oh.
The person there had a glove, so maybe. But...
No, because he has bandages. It wasn't a glove.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Is All Might gonna answer for him? Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, give the boy a hug.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, Bakugo, let it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Fear. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And becoming the greatest heroes. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
No, it's not, of course, but yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Here it is. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Baka. Okay.
Wow. Told him everything.
Yeah.
That image with them in the triangle there.
Yep.
Each on both sides of the road. You know, the line dividing them.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's how much he cares about you, though. Oh, guys, this is so good.
But the fact that they mentioned who knows, and they didn't mention how All for One knows.
Well, no, it's given that he knows. He just might not know about Deku. He can't guarantee that. Oh, he didn't tell him about that he knows about Deku. Maybe. Oh.
Everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
All right, pull out the measuring stick, guys. Let's see who can pierce the heavens further. Right. Yeah.
This is the good kind of rivalry now. Yeah.
Yep.
You need to understand each other to have a proper rivalry.
Yeah. Scushy.
Oh! Yep. See, is the bandages, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Aizawa doesn't even know.
Bakugo's like, I heard that. Yeah. Oh. House arrest. Of course.
There we go.
Yes. Now I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
I love that.
MHA.
That was fantastic.
I applaud you and everything that you do. This is one of the best episodes of this season
I feel like,
of the series.
Yeah, this was the highlight episode of the second cour.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. But like, this is a highlight episode for MHA as a whole,
right?
Because you basically take, I would say, about 9 episodes previously to this of all the Midoriya Bakugo kind of stuff. And there's probably about 9 episodes of those. And this is like the finale of that.
Right.
And then it signals basically the departure from this arc of them not really understanding each other and not really having anything but kind of a little bit of a kind of that stress feeling that comes when you see them, you know?
Right, exactly. They might not
work together.
Right, they might not still get along well as far as like personality wise and all that stuff.
No.
But they're not going to really be causing problems for each other.
Right. It's huge. It's probably one of the biggest character moments for the main character cast of MHA ever. I would say the only other ones that are bigger are anything that has to do with All Might and Deku. Those are the ones that probably are still the most foundationally important. But wow. Ooh, end credit scene. Pinnacle of stupidity.
And instead of Bakugo saying anything, he just starts vacuuming faster.
There's so much makeup as... Yes. He is right.
What?
They're gonna talk at all? Just...
How'd you like it last night?
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. So that was the good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Whoa. Okay. All right. So it was a perfectly compact episode of Bakugo, Deku,
absolutely
and
fantastic.
surprisingly All Might.
Yes.
Development here.
Just one of the best surprises, even though you suspect that's going to happen. Before we get into the meaty discussion, though, I have to mention a little thing, just because I feel like I'll forget it. But I think this is just beautiful and amazing, and that is that when Aizawa normally would be asleep, right? One, he had the man bun, which was amazing, and he was doing some work on a computer. But also the fact that he was awake and not in a sleeping bag. So.
Well, we know that he's a night owl, though.
Right.
He does his hero work at night, so probably he's doing hero work.
Oh yeah,
he's just doing the more boring hero work,
writing reports,
and that's
doing
why he sleeps
research
during the
and
day.
making profiles on villains to figure out how to take them down.
Or just writing a school report for the principal or something. Who knows?
Or what am I going to talk about in homeroom?
The point is that you like just seeing him doing normal home life stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
So amazing.
Me too. I think, though, that it makes sense, though. It's not something surprising. It's just something that, of course, he would be up at night.
It's one of those things that...
He sleeps during the day. That's the point of him.
Unless he has classes, in which case...
Well, no, he literally sleeps, goes to class, and then starts sleeping again.
Yeah.
That's probably his schedule. He's just like, all right, I'll go to teacher, and I'm doing the thing. It's like,
over there.
Don't you make me use my quirk on you.
Yeah.
I'm tired,
keep
but
my eyes open wide like that. I want to have them as slits this entire time. Yeah. But it was just one of those things that did my heart so much good because we didn't need it in there. The All Might was fantastic. Having him, sort of be all like, "You guys are fighting." That was great. But just the bit of him in his room late at night, that was Thank you.
I think the cool thing about it was we expected actually Aizawa to show up.
Yes.
And then they were like, little robot detects there are people that shouldn't be here. Aizawa, you're their homeroom teacher. Come fix this. And it's like, no. All Might. I don't know. That's actually a thing that I've kind of been curious about. And I think this episode is hinting at it.
Okay.
All Might just suddenly was there. You could say, oh, well, maybe they made noise and he heard it and stuff. I actually think, this is just my random theory here before we get into the real meaty discussion, is the reason why All Might was there and out and about at night. Like, you see Aizawa up at night and you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Right, it's Aizawa.
But why was All Might there? You know what I think?
Possibilities.
Yes, okay, my possibility, my guess is that he has been having this whole identity crisis thing over not being who he's been, and he kind of just wants to be around the kids and stuff as much as possible to teach them. But the reason why he was up at night is because the same feeling that Bakugo is feeling is what is keeping him up, and he's been like walking around the grounds and stuff and just being like, could I have done something differently? Did I make the right choice?
Coming to terms with his
new life now, exactly. And then he just heard, basically something going on, and woke up or went down there or whatever, or I don't know, maybe the reason why he was right where Aizawa was, who cares? But
now
let's get into this episode.
But we cannot deny the possibility that was actually Toga disguised as All Might, and all of this never even happened because All Might's always coughing up blood, so it totally could have been her. But yeah, let's get into the
let's get into the
discussion.
actual discussion here.
Yeah.
So the fight begins, and we have a couple lines, I would say, from Bakugo that are very choice.
Yeah.
Very, very, very specific ones.
And at the beginning, it's sort of like stuff that we kind of expect for the most part.
Right, but once they go through their brief little punching exchange, and Bakugo starts basically breaking down.
Yep.
That's when it hit me, because the thing with Bakugo is that he's defined a lot by his pride and his drive to be the best.
Yep.
And the thing is that he's also proud of his drive to be the best.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
it's a self-perpetuating monster, and it's very strong, and it's actually
It's
kind of
effective.
inspiring.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that gets people, like, literally it lights a fire into their ass, and they're like, all right, I gotta get moving. Bakugo's going hard here. So when he has his moment of, don't ruin this. I'm getting into the serious stuff here.
I know.
When he starts breaking down, and you realize that it's shame hitting him here.
Oh, yeah.
It's self-induced shame.
Yep,
It's
yep.
the kind of thing where he has, brought himself into the belief that if his admiration for All Might was because he's the hero that always wins, and that admiration ended up bringing him to this place,
Yep.
to where All Might essentially lost. He did win, but he also lost. How can Bakugo continue with that? How can Bakugo continue with that belief, or does he have to, grab onto whatever Deku has, know, and
especially when it's because of something where Bakugo lost, right? He let himself get taken. And as inspiring as Bakugo's drive is, it's also one of those, like, functional dysfunction things where like he's a highly functioning dysfunctional person, right? Where he's doing his dysfunctional thing of the drive and all that stuff, and it causes there to be all of that negative stuff that he just has to deal with, and he doesn't usually deal with it. He just shoves it down, grits his teeth, and keeps going, right?
Yep.
And that can be inspiring of how good he is at doing that. But then there's also the thing of, like, but bro, you do need to, like, deal with that stuff there. And the fact that they went so quickly, relatively, like, there was
to that.
There was very little of the fight before they got to that, which was fantastic, because it cuts right to the chase, the real meat of what this is about.
Yeah.
It's not about, it's not really about who's stronger between them. Not really.
It's not really about even either of these characters. And I liked that All Might identified that and used that as his reasoning to basically slow down Aizawa. That was his thing is, no, don't go. This is me. I'm the cause of this. Him being aware of that before he even got to the, to the fight and stuff. It's something where you think about Bakugo. You think about Bakugo specifically, just for now, and that he's a kid. He's a growing young man.
Yeah.
But when you basically take his hero, his ideal, the thing that is his drive for not only being the greatest hero, but in some ways for living, like for being everything he is.
Because his whole existence is wrapped up in that so tightly that is kind of all he has.
Right. So when that is basically dismantled, not taken away, but broken down.
Yeah, the foundation
in some ways,
starts to shake.
In some ways, in a way that is
good.
Hold on here. I'm talking about how All Might wasn't removed. Because in his mind, it's more like All Might was torn away from, and now what's left is this husk of All Might.
Okay.
And in that respect, remember, Bakugo has never seen that. So in his mind, he goes, All Might is the hero that always wins. He is the picture of victory. In the same way that Bakugo is the picture of victory for Deku, Bakugo's internal identity structure just went cracked. But it's compounded and made worse because he believes that this then was his fault.
Right.
So when he goes to Deku, it's basically a coming full circle thing where he's like, oh, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
All Might might not have been into this at all, potentially. I was kind of surprised that they didn't go literally into this, that he didn't, because this is probably just the strength of Bakugo's character, that he would have done this back in season 1, but he didn't do this now, so I want to pay attention to it, is that he didn't blame Deku as a cycle thing of saying, like, yeah, but it's not really my fault, I blame myself, but it's actually your fault because, you know, the whole sludge incident came to with this, where he would then even waste his time with us students and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Or something like that.
He would have been able to beat that villain just fine if he still had all his power, but he gave some of it to you.
Yeah. That was not where Bakugo's head was at. And I'm like, it's astounding to me to look at season 1 Bakugo and realize that season 3 Bakugo is completely different.
Well, one of the ways that you could think about it is you could think about it as basically Bakugo's own selfishness to an extreme end up being helpful. Because because Bakugo basically wants it all to be about him.
That's true.
Right? That's why he gets bugged by Deku doing better, like doing what he sees as being better than him, because he's like, no, it should all be about me. But the converse of that is that when something goes wrong, right, he then thinks it must have been me, right? And in this case, the whole thing of him getting kidnapped, yes, that was him, right? But even I don't think, I feel like the whole idea of him saying it's your fault, Deku, that would be like Emperor's New Groove with Cusco, where he's like, no, you're right, that is giving you way too much credit. Like, not to take away from what you're saying of this being a positive thing and all that, but
I think that's something that would be uncharacteristic of Bakugo generally, but we have only seen Bakugo get emotionally compromised for an extended period of time, like one other time in the show. And that, when I say extended period of time, I mean like for more than like a minute.
Sure.
Like we had that one bit where he was, you know, where he lost in the 2v2s and stuff.
Sure.
But with this being a thing where he is primarily focused on himself and his shame and trying to rectify that with his ideal, it's something where he needs to cast off one of them. He can't hold on to both. So right now, his basically his conclusion is that I will try to hold on to both, but I'll try and vent some of this excess frustration and stress out in a fight with someone that I, in some ways, actually kind of respect. Now, here's something that's really cool here. Bakugo fought Deku on his choice, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now,
I think I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going with this? Okay. Yeah. So specifically, Deku is the one with All Might's power, right?
Yep.
All Might is the ideal, which Bakugo aspires to. It is a measuring stick contest in a lot of ways. Yeah. But by him bringing All Might, Small Might in some ways into the case here,
it's recognition.
It's recognition, exactly.
Yeah.
It's something where he's basically saying, yeah, I need to see if you're worthy of being my ideal. Now this is this is not happening now. Let me clarify this, guys, because if you look at it literally right now, this is not happening. But if you project this scenario into the future, you realize what this is foreshadowing. Now, I'm just saying, the thing about this is that you can look at this episode and this fight and see it as a finale of the character arcs that had come to this point, but it is also the beginning of the new character arcs that are coming up. And what I project and what I predict as being a staple of the upcoming arcs is that they're not going to be just respecting each other, rivalry towards each other competitively, looking up towards each other and all that, but there's actually going to be a little bit of a replaced ideal image, I would say, and in that All Might literally says it. He says, Deku with his heart that Bakugo feared and his desire to save people, to save to win and then to win to save. He's basically saying you guys are two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
Which means that in some ways, Bakugo and Deku are both in the future going to be looking at each other side by side as being kind of their ideal for what it means to be a hero. And I was just like, there it is. That's MHA. That's the whole thing. I love it. That's so good.
One of the things that we mentioned at the beginning of the show when we started watching this about Bakugo, or Bakugo, and the thing is, we said it in jest or in comedy, but we were serious. And the thing is, I would say this is where that shines through really well. Is that Bakugo is a tsundere. And the thing is that even though there are things, because he's also a very smart person, right? But he doesn't necessarily always understand his own internal states and emotions. He'll be able to piece together all the different ways to like take somebody down and all that stuff. But as for where he is at himself,
that's right.
I feel like he is aware of it, but he is not willing to acknowledge it and confront it himself. And that's what this was. So the fact
he's an external processor.
He's an external processor.
That's right.
Like me. So what he was doing here basically is he had already elevated Deku to the standpoint of you're the new All Might now. Both in the sense that he passed on the quirk.
Right, just enough to be recognized.
Exactly. Yeah. And him, because the thing is, why did he choose Deku? It's the whole respect thing.
Well,
right?
no, it's also that he actually has a problem with Deku.
Yeah,
and he's hoping, I think, that it'd be solved here.
But
fighting him would be very cathartic. Let's be real.
Yeah,
it's gonna feel really good, especially in this moment where he actually beat Deku.
Well, yeah, and because he knows that Deku has All Might's quirk and all that stuff. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
But with how quickly it went from fighting and it being about I need to beat you, Deku, to him venting his own stuff, right? That also basically says that I would say Bakugo is smart enough that he kind of knew deep down that that's what this fight was about.
Well, he did actually say in the fight, like in the middle of breaking down, that I have no idea what's going on. Like, why am I feeling this way? He has a moment where he's... I think it's actually less calculated than you think.
No.
So I'm with you, but I think it was more stream of consciousness than you think.
Okay. When I say smart, I'm not saying that he was consciously aware. I'm saying this is all subconscious stuff.
But then how can he be subconsciously aware?
Subconscious reasoning, then. However you want to call it.
Okay,
right?
Gotcha.
But there is a subconscious logic and method to the madness, right? Even if he is not consciously aware of it and you know, and all that stuff, right? That's why stuff like this comes out, because he's an external processor and all that.
Right.
So if you look at it from that perspective, not only is he choosing to fight Deku because of the respect of Deku being the next All Might and all that, right? But it's actually a trust thing as well. Because he basically is only willing to be vulnerable with Deku. He didn't go to Kirishima or something and like just start like randomly like barking about, you know, how whatever, right? And of course he knows the whole thing, you know, he should be sensitive with important information and all that. But I think that's something that can very much be looked into.
Okay.
Because
I think that you're right in that he has an aspect of vulnerability that's shared only with Deku, but I don't think that there was any intention to be vulnerable. I don't think that the vulnerability was a conscious decision.
Right, because he's all in Baka mode right now. He's in I have emotions that I don't want to deal with and can't fully understand, so I'm going to hit things.
anyone that would have been put into that position where he needed to fight them to express his feelings would have gotten the vulnerable Bakugo.
I don't think so, though.
I definitely think so.
Because here's the thing. I think that he would have done his usual thing of, you know, getting angry and fighting and all that stuff, but they would not have been able to basically push his buttons enough to get him to get past the exterior.
Well, right. There's specific Deku things that were brought up, and therefore specific All Might things that were brought up. But his own feelings, I think that if Kirishima was willing to be a sandbag, for instance, let's just use Kirishima as an instance there. If he had a reason to go specifically to Kirishima, which he didn't, That's the point I'm just trying to bring up, is that the reason why he came to Deku is because he needed to confirm All Might's power being his now. And then if that's the case, then he can then just go off and do the whole thing there. But the aspect of using battle as a form of connection, as a form of expression, and as a way to vent his own stress and frustration, I would say with Bakugo's character and stuff, it's just a matter of how much vulnerability would come out. But it would be vulnerable. I think that's what the example with Todoroki was. Do you remember when he fought Todoroki at the end of the tournament and stuff? And he started breaking down. And he's like, why won't you show me your fire? Why am I not worthy? He's breaking down and being vulnerable. The only reason why he stopped was actually because Midnight, because Midnight knocked him out. If they allowed him to keep going, he would have continually broken down and become more vulnerable. So I just think it's a thing of where it's his expression is something that he stifles his own expression, I think, because he's not constantly fighting. Like, if he was allowed to be, in that instance, I'd say a lot more. I'd say Bakugo would be a little bit more of a healthier individual. Like, Bakugo needs a big sandbag in some ways. We need to get Cementos up here and have him be the one that Bakugo gets encroached by, and have Bakugo just destroying that stuff.
Because it's all about
a lot of it out.
The means in which you communicate. And this is the means in which Bakugo communicates. And it's not really something that's particularly looked well on by society.
It's not the best way.
So he doesn't really get the chance that much. But I think that with someone like, say, Kirishima, even Bakugo does not look up to Kirishima as the thing. Like, in the moment where he was fighting Todoroki, he was looking up to Todoroki because he was saying, I don't know if I can. The whole point of that tournament was like, I don't think as I am right now, I could not beat that dude. I need to improve myself and get better and all that stuff.
He only really goes up against people that are actual challenges. That's I think another aspect of where the Uraraka fight was also cut short in a negative for Bakugo. Is that and a lot of people caught on to us, and I think they went a little bit crazy in the shipping side of things, but that Bakugo acknowledged her. And as he acknowledged her, the fight ended. And I think that's an unfortunate thing for Bakugo, is that Bakugo is feeling very alone in this whole thing. And I think that him going to specific people, say Deku in this instance, is because Deku is probably like future Deku, it sounded like the narrator Deku said, he was able to receive Bakugo's feelings. Now, here's the thing. That is a very interesting choice of words there.
It is.
Because you know what that sounds like is being a sandbag. It's basically saying, I can take it, Bakugo, give it to me. When you go to a counselor, there's the expectation there that they're able to they're able to handle whatever it is you need to give to them. In Bakugo's case here, he has a lot that he needs to
get off his chest.
He needs to unload, so to speak. And when he does this, I think he staggers it intentionally because he's not certain of actually whether or not people can take it and stuff. But once he gets that go ahead, he's like, all right, Uraraka, let's do this and stuff. Or they cock block him, so to speak, like Todoroki, and he's like, why would you do this? We could have connected, we could have bonded, why are you like this? And then he gets knocked out. There's a lot of this in there where I'm like,
a lot of jokes I want to make.
I know, but the thing is that Bakugo is someone that I see needs this connection. He needs that. So I'm kind of hoping that he ends up in we're watching Haikyuu right now, he ends up kind of in a Shiratorizawa position where he's like the Ushijima, basically. He needs basically some older mentor figure. Some, like, essentially playing against college kids is my comparison here. He needs someone to come in that's just obviously stronger, obviously a better hero, not a peer, so he doesn't have to look at them and go, competitor and stuff. Just someone who's ahead of him. Like someone that Bakugo could be ahead of in a year's time, so they'd be like, matched up or something.
What would be awesome is if they ended up having something as a part of UA or whatever, where they basically said, okay, what we're going to do is at this point, we're not actually going to have you guys be training against other students, because quite frankly, you'll learn bad habits that way.
Oh, sure.
Students don't know how to properly fight, so things will work against them that will not work against villains. You know, like the little things like that they could bring up.
Well, I think just get to the point of what you're
have them train against pros, like regularly.
Well, that's what they did.
No, yeah, that was
season 2.
Right. Yeah, but like more of that.
Oh, right? Yeah. I think that's going to happen. I was saying you don't have to jump all the way to pros. Just have them fight like older students in UA. Have them fight basically kind of like the Battle Royale situation, but have it be more structured. Have it be about teaching. Have it be more one-on-one stuff. Have it be a thing where they match up people with quirks that will be interesting for them to actually have to deal with each other.
Because this is the big reason why I would see that as being something different than what they did in season 2. Okay. Because in season 2, that was to teach them very specific things about how they should
handle a stronger opponent.
True. Basically, handle something where they need to accomplish some objective, even though they cannot fight that, right? And then they basically have to do that. So it's something that's very, very good to know, because you won't just be going up against things that are your level when you're in the real world, right?
That's right.
But what I would want to see is basically where it's like, oh yeah. You're this isn't about whether you'll be able to beat this person. Of course you're not going to be able to beat this person. If you can, awesome. But we're betting that you won't be able to beat this person, and they'll be able to basically show you all these specific ways, all the reasons why you can't beat them. You know, and maybe that's like more detail on the training than they really want to go into, you know?
Right.
Because they have a lot of characters and that would take a crap ton amount of time. But but that's the kind of stuff that I would get really excited
I could see potential there. Yeah. All Might showing up in this fight bit was just perfect.
Oh yeah.
It was exactly what this episode needed to go from a very good episode to a great episode.
Yeah, like it was one of those things where it's like going into it, you're like, because we were thinking, oh, Aizawa's going to show up and, you know, use his quirk and it'll be great, right? It'll be hilarious and all that stuff, and they'll still be able to talk while they're being like tied up or something. But All Might, it's one of those things where if they hadn't done it, we wouldn't probably have noticed. At least right away. We would have had to like think about it and been like, oh, what would have been really great is if All Might showed up.
Yeah.
But they did that before we even think about that. So then we just see All Might and we're like,
yes.
Of course. Yes. I am... Thank you.
Watashi ga kita.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And that, and I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here, but that was huge for the story. But let's quickly just go over that animation. Because, okay, in the beginning of the fight, we're like, this is cool. This is pretty cool. There's a sequence in this episode, and I want to rewatch it a bunch. It's like
so good.
It's like intermittent Sakuga. Like they have like 2 seconds and then some good animation, then 2 seconds, then some good animation.
It was the perfect like blend of basically, I want to say almost like blurring the motion, but they didn't do it by actually blurring the character, it seemed like. They did it by the effect of their ability, the lightning for Deku, and the explosions and fire
that
for
little
Bakugo.
Dance thing with Deku's feet and the lightning. Oh my gosh.
That was so great. And then like the parts where Bakugo would just like almost like teleport, like dash to one location, but there'd be like this crazy like fire trail behind him and he just sort of, you know, it was just like,
it's so good. It's so good,
amazing.
Guys. Like this is a fight that I think kind of it's an example of where I would say MHA is constantly improving their, I would say, choreography. But here's a better way to look at it. It's not that this was a well choreographed fight, because it was. But MHA's fights are always really involved in the characters. Like you care about all the characters in the fight every single time. Really, an MHA fight that's like big happens.
Right.
But the thing about this one was you could see like each of their moves that they had named and like classified as specific things being utilized wordlessly without any like, I need to yell out my attack name. It was all the culmination of their journeys up until this point. And it just felt like perfection. I don't know how to describe it after that.
Here it is. I think this is one of the big things. Yeah, that makes it this fight so amazing, and in general makes any of Bakugo's fights amazing.
Oh, okay.
What it is that it's not just showcasing the ways in which they can attack, but the ways in which they can move. With someone like, say, Todoroki, it's very much like a caster mage type thing where it's just like, and blah, you know, right?
I'm on fire, my laser.
And it's epic and awesome. But in the case of someone like, say, Bakugo, it's very fitting for Bakugo and also for Deku because it's all about
both of them,
making this their own. Making it so that it is an extension of themselves.
Yeah.
It is not a weapon, it is a part of who they are.
Right.
So they would move using their quirk just as effectively, just as naturally, and in just as many different ways without needing to previously practice, as if they were walking.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's what they were doing here. They were zooming all over the place with gorgeous animation to make sure that we weren't like thinking it like so that it didn't go into like cheap just disappearing and reappearing and any of that crap, right? But like,
yeah,
Studio Bones, like,
or like Studio Boners.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
we're all thinking it.
And that whole scene of them after the credits where they're just vacuuming in silence, in like awkward silence, and then Deku asks like, so how was the shoot style, you know, what'd you think, and you know, how, like, what were some ways I can improve it and all that stuff. Call me a dirty, like, minded person, but
See, it's less funny when you don't say it, though.
It's less funny when you don't say it?
Yeah, you need to say, like, specifically which line. Like, you need to say the line, and you need to, like, enunciate it the right way. Like,
so, how was the shoot style? like, is that really a fight, or is that, like, some sort of sex thing? Like was that the new move, the new... whatever that you showed him.
See, it would have been better, Jacob, is you're like, how's my shoot style? And you forget the rest of what Bakugo said. He's like, feet stuff was good, but once you used your hand, I got mad.
Yeah, yes.
See, like...
I totally forgot about that part. That was...
I mean, if you want to make this about sexual innuendos, you have to go all the way.
I mean, Bakugo is constantly
like,
based, like, the whole idea of Bakugo and, like, blowing his load, like, that's...
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
I was being, like, kind of on the nose with it. I was like, Bakugo needs just to unload on someone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean...
He needs some...
Oh man! All right. Wholesome stuff. All Might.
Yeah, All Might. That was
so.
Just,
All Might shows up.
Amazing.
All Might shows up. The fight basically just ends, like, immediately.
Yep.
Once he's there, you realize, like, how much this is just something that needed to happen.
Oh.
You have the two characters on opposite sides of the road. I want to talk about that visual imagery in a second. But, But All Might basically telling. All Might basically telling Bakugo why. He's giving him the answers he's always asked for.
Yep.
And the thing is that this is really hard for Bakugo to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's saying, because of what he didn't have, because of what he didn't have power-wise, because of all of the things that he was lacking.
Right.
And because he was a greater hero than you.
Yeah.
I chose him. Yeah. Bakugo has to hear that, internalize it, and then choose what he wants to do with that. Because this is coming from his hero.
Oh,
his hero is saying, I'm sorry, I understand that you are great.
Yeah.
You have a lot of capacity and you had potential, and with all that you have, I knew you could compete. But I wanted him to have his chance in the ring.
Right.
And see that little thing right there? That's that part where All Might saw the quirkless kid in himself in Deku.
Yep.
He saw that part of him and he's like, I need that to flourish. That part of him that jumps in without question. And then Bakugo delivers the line that just kicks you right in the collective, like...
gonads.
Yep. It says, but I'm weak too, All Might. And it's just like, oh my heart! Not even laughing. Like, that's heavy.
How? Because here's the thing.
That's heavy.
Here's the thing. We've seen Bakugo get angry before. And we can imagine that, and all the emotional stuff that he was talking about of it being his fault that All Might's like this now, that's amazing. That's awesome. But this is one of the reasons why having extreme, aggressively introduced almost caricatures rather than characters at the beginning can be so good. Is because then, when something like this happens, we have to ask ourselves, what kind of a state would Bakugo have to be in to call himself weak? And to say that to his hero and
his rival.
I mean, I'm just spitballing here. But I think this might be what we would call an important moment for Bakugo, or a crossroads in Bakugo's life. Like, this is...
Oh, that Avatar reference.
Yeah. Yep. Like, this is kind of a big deal.
This is kind of big deal.
Yeah. Like, and okay. And that part... where All Might gives Bakugo a hug.
Yeah.
I mean, Bakugo, of course, pushes him away after in Bakugo fashion. But
who cares? We got our screenshot.
Yeah, we got our screenshot. Like, that.
At least one frame of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, the thing is something kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. Is that Bakugo, in his mind, has to visualize himself being the best in order to have the drive to be the best. I think this is something I just kind of realized right here. It's something very powerful. So guys, any of you don't know what visualization is, basically look it up. It's where you kind of internalize a belief system in order to attract your belief system and reality.
Right.
So
it's like
collide.
Positive brainwashing.
Yes, it's like positive brainwashing. Yeah. Here's the thing. It's very, very potentially dangerous if you are not doing it correctly.
Right.
Basically, where you brainwash yourself into a delusion of like something that's unattainable.
Right.
It's kind of what Muscular said to Deku back in the early parts of season 3. He's like, don't make promises you can't keep. Don't put delusions in your head.
Right.
And this is basically what Bakugo has in a just off course positive way.
Right.
There's a lot of it that's really good, but the thing is that he put in his ideals All Might and his strength and said, I will surpass that.
Yep.
And in order to surpass that, he has to internally believe that he's already capable, or probably is in some way better than that.
Right.
So,
because that way then the action will follow through with it, and he's already pointed in the right direction, and then he'll just pierce the heavens, rocket off.
Plus Ultra, all that's good.
It's great. Yeah.
The thing is, though, is that he just saw the limit of his ideal thing that he's going to surpass.
Yeah.
And in some ways, it's now getting moved on to someone that he absolutely despises. Not even despises, really, just someone that he can't stand to look at.
In the same way that All For One said that what was infinite suddenly became finite for himself, That's what Bakugo just saw for All Might.
Yep. And the finiteness is kind of because of Deku.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's like, you just took my ideal and nerfed it. You took my baby and you devalued it. Why did you do that? It's something that this is again not spoken. This is something I'm extrapolating out of the exchange. So don't get me wrong and take this too far.
Right, and anything about that is also the parallel of the fact that Bakugo blames himself for it.
So, exactly.
Yeah.
Well said. So, guys, this episode was crazy.
Amazing.
This episode was amazing.
So
the potential for where the story will go from here is really interesting, because it feels like, with what we've covered thus far, just thinking about season 3 and the fact that we're coming up on the end of season 3, is we've defeated a major villain and a lot of the sub-villains of that. We've sent them all running into hiding and stuff like that. The main pro hero of them all Might, is gone as being a pro hero.
Yeah.
The world is going to kind of shift and adjust and adapt and stuff.
Right.
The students have come a long ways and all grown, and particularly the characters, the students really, that have gone on the biggest character arcs have just capitulated a big milestone in their character arcs.
Yes.
So literally anything can happen now.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. We know little things of what's going to happen with like Bakugo and Todoroki and Inasa having to do like makeup stuff there for provisional licenses.
I feel like this is the main ending of the chapter, because you know how when All Might fought All for One, right? It was like, okay, this is an end of an era, end of a chapter, right? Now the real story begins, kind of a thing. I almost think that it's actually here. Because this is where basically it's where the transition out of that has capitulated. And now it's like, okay, now we can move forward, right? We've dealt with the aftermath of what happened.
We might need a little bit of processing time for other characters, but the fact that they had the end credit scene with them just vacuuming just casually, that is the epitome of just kind of getting over it. And the fact that they're then chatting like, how's your workout routine? Or what do you think of my workout routine? It's pretty good, but you could lift more. What are you talking about? It's like, well, you're pretty swole, but
and I love that.
Good,
I love that they're doing that while vacuuming, like while they're doing their
community service.
Their community service. They're basically their chores that the adults made them do because they misbehaved. Whatever.
In some ways, though, they weren't grumbling. And they actually had a little bit of a. They had a little. I mean, we're making fun of that primarily because that's how we would like to see them, or just kind of jokingly like to see them.
Yeah, just because the scene itself is funny, even if they weren't grumbling.
But because they're so quiet, and because they're kind of solemn, and because Bakugo responded without anger or any kind of things there, that's
just vacuuming faster.
Well, no, not even that. I mean, you're joking, obviously, but that's something that we could see as a viewpoint for their relationship. It's just a little bit awkward now. They can relate and talk to each other now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And kind of ask for help, like saying like, "Hey, can you give me some feedback on my shoot style?" I mean, he didn't literally say that. He said like,
"What did you think? What did you shoot style?"
Oh yeah, he did. He did ask for feedback. Yeah. But I mean, who knows if Bakugo is going to do the same thing?
Right.
But that's a huge difference from where we were at even
Oh yeah.
Even like 10 episodes ago.
Huge.
Guys, like, this is a new era for MHA,
it is.
And I'm just gonna say, Bakugo is well on his way to becoming one of my favorite characters.
I mean,
because I'm just saying, like,
this episode certainly didn't hurt.
This episode certainly helped him a lot, and there's something about where you can see that there was characterization for this planned out for a while.
Right.
I do wonder how much of this really was planned from the get-go.
I think all of it was planned out, because here's the thing. Bakugo, the way he was originally introduced, he was introduced as the sort of character that you would assume would be the stereotypical become villain character. But they very quickly established that kind of wasn't what was going to happen.
Oh, see...
Like way before he got kidnapped.
I didn't even think about him that... Like, I so disliked him in the first few episodes that I didn't even think about the become villain thing. I was just like, that is an annoying bully character with a power inferiority complex.
But like you didn't think about it when like they had
when they did the 2v2s. When they did the 2v2s, I knew that he wasn't going to become a villain.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah. Right.
And that was episode like 6 or 7, Jacob.
Right. When you know he wasn't going to become a villain, and in my mind,
no. When I knew he was going to become a hero, when he was new.
Right. Yeah.
But I didn't think like before that he's going to become a villain.
Okay.
I thought he was just an annoying asshole bully.
Gotcha. What I saw them as basically doing was bringing up that whole aspect of the dissonance of heroes that aren't heroic, right? And usually that's where the villains would come from, right? I mean, there could be some twisting of the paragon of virtue or whatever, but usually it's something where there was already something there, and it just was allowed to fester and turn and become more visible, openly visible to everybody. Mainly because of the robot battle where they actually were giving out villain points, and there was Bakugo with no hero points and 77 villain points or whatever it was.
Yeah. That was the thing I think we kind of joked about, but it was, I mean, we know what it literally was for. So,
right, yeah, but just the fact that they said like specifically villain points, I'm like, oh, okay, so they might be doing that, but they could, also do something different, and then the 2v2s came around. But
yeah. By that midpoint there, they were basically telling us, I think, that Bakugo was going to go on an arc.
Right.
But from the beginning, I don't know if they were wanting us to even get a hint of the I value All Might so much, because there's no shots in the sludge hole thing or anything like that where he's even like looking at All Might. Really.
No, not that. But actually, now that I think about it, no, there was something earlier that made me think, oh yeah, this guy's not going to be a villain. He is going to go on an arc. End of episode 2. The fact that he comes back and does the "you didn't save me" or anything, baka, like he didn't actually say baka.
That was the tsundere.
Yeah.
Was born
and then
there.
he walks away with like the very wide steps, sort of like sulking, like
stomp.
Like stomp thing. It's like
it reminded me actually of the Konosuba, like, or now it reminds me of that. It reminds me of the Konosuba season 2, like.
Oh yeah.
Completely unrelated and random, but just random thing there.
But yeah,
so Bakugo, you're doing good, buddy.
Yep.
You were being
far, kid.
But you're still needing a little bit more to where you can connect with people. And I think that this is something where we're actually going to see some development of those relationships. Like specifically people that he's able to kind of rub shoulders with.
Right. Like it won't just be Kirishima that he just sort of tolerates, Like,
well, I don't get the he doesn't like Kirishima kind of thing. Like he actively gets excited when he and Kirishima are going to bro it up, like it's like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's been multiple times where that's happened.
I always saw it as more of something where he was excited that he was going to do something, and Kirishima's like, I'm going to also do something with Bakugo.
Well, right. Kirishima's, we could talk about Kirishima's characterization, but I think that's probably a thing for another time.
Probably.
But, guys, Bakugo, Deku, All Might. That is the, I would say, the emotional core of this show. It kind of always was.
Yeah,
but I like that Bakugo has been in MHA style upgraded to that level where he is definitely now a part of that emotional core. And before we end, I want to talk about the visual imagery with the street. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
When they were walking, when they were walking back from this whole thing there, we have All Might in the center. He is on the line. He is on the divide, okay? Yeah. Now we have the two characters. They're walking in their own lanes, going with All Might in this almost perfect equilateral triangle. It was like, geometry and little hidden symbolism things. Yes, symmetry. But they are moving in parallel to each other in multiple points in the past, in like openings and different things, shown like facing either opposite each other or facing at each other. They are never shown facing in the same direction. And in the opening, we had that bit with the two of them facing without their faces shown, like in the same direction. And looking after basically at All Might.
It's a great callback to episode 11. That's really the one other time where they were really facing the same direction, and that's when they're cheering on All Might. And here they are, and they've just had a very serious talk with All Might, right? And All Might isn't really there because one of the things that came to my mind is the idea of a V formation in like the military, like back when like there would be like cavalry or things like that, or with like Air Force and the Air Force and things like that. And it would be there's the one that's at the front, the spearhead and all that stuff, and then there'd be the wingman or whatever, right? And that's just a strategy that they use.
Yeah, totally.
But the thing is, one of the things that would happen, or at least this happens a lot with birds, I don't know if it happens in the actual Air Force, but the bird that's in front cycles. Because it has the most wind resistance, it gets tired after a while.
Yeah, it's a bird thing.
Yeah, and then the others basically tag in, right?
It's specifically geese.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm sure other birds do it too, but
probably.
geese specifically will travel for large distances in a V formation.
Yeah.
And they'll rotate the person in the front out to the back and then keep kind of cycling in 1 2 1 2 1 2.
And All Might's rotated out.
Well, yes, now he has essentially rotated out in his physical means of being a hero. Yeah. But in terms of who he is to these boys, he is going to remain that way in perpetuity. One of the things I wanted to bring up the imagery thing here is that they are on a road. A road is a path. A path is generally what kind of correlates to a story.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And their story has a ways to go, meaning that they're going to remain in this kind of formation, this setup for a while.
Yep.
But one of the things that's interesting is, where are they right now?
In a ruined city.
No, they're specific. Yes, but they're specifically in an artificial city, like Beta. It's like City Beta or whatever. But that road has an end point. You know what that end point leads to? Everything else. So All Might has a specific amount of time where he's going to be in this role of just being there with him, and then I think once they get out to the gate to the end of that, he'll like in the opening, he'll give them that push and just be like, and go.
Yep.
And they'll just go, and it'll be basically one of the most fulfilling things probably, I don't know, a long time ahead in this show when they finish their whole school time at UAI. And All Might's, just there and
they do the lingering zoom out shot as they get farther and farther away from All Might, and he's just staying back there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dad Might. Oh, so good.
Such a good episode.
Guys, looking forward to the next one. MHA, well done.
Yep.
Guys, if you watched the end of this, thank you so much for enjoying our discussions and stuff. Give a shout out to Rop in the comments. He's been the one that's been making sure that those subtitles are getting there for you guys, since we've had to do this in timer base because copyright claims have been a real issue since YouTube started to act up and change things around recently. But yeah, if you want to watch... sorry, no, that's right. We're not doing any of that. But yeah, if you want to get involved in the discussion side of things on our Discord, any level of Patreon support gets you access to that.
Yes.
Check it out. Link in the description below. We're also doing our Discord events now, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
sweet.
Any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.